How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another Wakai Kami Production, where today I'm here to talk to you guys about For Honor. Now, For Honor is a game that I feel like you either love it or you hate it. And I teeter between the two, to tell you the truth, because sometimes, dude, I look at this game and I just want to smack my PS4, dude, because I can't stand it sometimes. It seems cheap, it seems unbalanced, it seems that the networking is bad. You know, there's a lot of things that would turn a regular person off to this game. But there's also things that make this game beautiful, that makes this game, it makes you come back. As a person that's been playing this game since the beta, I can tell you right now, there have been ups and downs like crazy, like a crazy roller coaster. But the point of this video is to tell you guys basically why I'm glad that I've stayed playing the game and why I will continue to play the game in the future. My history with For Honor, just to get it out the way, like I said, I've been playing it since beta. This game looked fantastic when it was shown off at E3. It looked really good. So I pre-ordered it the next day, thinking, you know, this is gonna probably revolutionize fighting games because, you know, admittedly, the things that we saw from this game are really different. The directional fighting style, the parries, the different classes, everything. You know, it was a refreshing thing to see at E3, where we were getting, you know, another modern shooter, another fighter, all this stuff. But you know, finally, here's something with a breath of fresh air. And I gotta say, it had me hooked. So when the beta first came out, I played it, fell in love with it, man. The beta was fantastic. It was a good time. Later on down the line, though, things started to poke their ugly head. Things like horrible matchmaking, peer-to-peer connection, unbalanced characters, horrible matchmaking, just disconnections all over the place. There was a myriad of problems with this game, and only the true fans, I feel like, really stuck with it, because For Honor saw a huge dip in active players. I'm glad I'm one of those players that stuck, because this game has gone through somewhat of an evolution from being one of the, maybe something that Ubisoft would have put out just to make some money, just, you know, to be different, to being something that Ubisoft has stayed on top of, has continuously improved since the game came out. And I'm here to say that these improvements are something that the rest of the video game industry should be looking at. This is how you stick with a game and make something that is trash become treasure. And I have to say that I do consider For Honor to be one of my favorite games now. While it's not perfect, it's not all the way polished, it's not all the way balanced, it is better. It is better. And that underlying experience that was fun is now even more fun, because we can actually access that fun. You know, we can actually play the game. The game's not a chore to play anymore, it's fun. And I bring up Ubisoft because this is not the first time they've done this. Ubisoft has proven to me that they know how to take a game that could be considered DOA, dead on arrival, resuscitate it, and make it an awesome game. And I don't have to go any further, really, but to say Rainbow Six Siege. Look at how that game started and look where it is now. Rainbow Six Siege is a fantastic game, and I feel like For Honor is headed down the same path. My deduction on that is simply how Ubisoft has handled the negative comments, the negative fan, you know, lash about it. They took it, they listened, and then they improved. And that should be a standard practice in the current video game market. We don't see that too much. We see a lot of unfinished games being released, patched, and then just left alone. You know, they're just not good. But this game has improved continuously. One of the big things that I really want to bring up to show how Ubisoft has continued to listen and continue to try to make this game fresh is the reworks. I've been an Orochi main since beta. Orochi is a fun character, counterattack character, but we all know one thing if you really played For Honor, especially towards the beginning and continued to play. Orochi was a bad character. He was not designed to handle some of the newer characters that were released, and he quickly fell to the wayside. But people like me, who are extremely loyal to the characters that they want to play, and like characters not necessarily for how good they are in battle, but what they look like, I stuck with Orochi because he's cool, man. You can't deny that boy's cool factor. Like, look at my edgelord Orochi right there with the gold spikes and everything. That dude's cool. But a month ago, he wouldn't have been nearly as good as he was. That's why I love Ubisoft, because they came through and they realized that the game was getting a little bit stale. You know, we got these same characters. Orochi's been the same since the beginning, and he's getting the short end of the stick. What do? let's rework the entire character to make him blend in with the game better. They didn't necessarily have to do that. They could have just dropped Orochi as a character and say, you know, people don't really like Orochi, let's leave him alone, focus on the main tier characters. No, they brought the character back into the limelight, and I thank them for that, because the Orochi rework is one of the finest things that Ubisoft has done, in my opinion. And not just the Orochi rework either, the entire character reworks that they've done, the Kensei, the Orochi, the Peacekeeper. There's been more, but dude, that's a lot of effort. You know, they basically go in and redo the entire character, still consider balancing and everything like that, and they've done a fantastic job of it. And I've got to commend Ubisoft on that. They've done a fantastic job with this game. Yes, it's still a bumpy road. Yes, it's some of the stuff is still, the matchmaking is still a little bit wonky. I still get kicked from games. The balancing is not as bad as it used to be, but it's not perfect. But they are trying, and that's the key word that I want to stress here. They are trying. They're doing their new seasons. You know, every new season they bring something new, a new game mode, new contest, new heroes. It's a commendable effort, and I believe that Ubisoft gets a lot of slack sometimes because they release the same type of, you know, open world cookie cutter games, and it gets old. You know, like for instance, Far Cry 5 was fine, it was cool, but at the end of the day, it's a Ubisoft open world game. This is their first step into something that I would consider extremely different, and they stuck with it, even though it didn't look like it was going to be very lucrative at the beginning. They've stuck with it because of the fans, and that's why I'm happy to be a For Honor fan today, because I feel like the devs actually care about what we think. The opposite of what Destiny, dude, Destiny 2 is a fiasco right now. I would hate to be a Destiny 2 player right now, but being a For Honor player feels like we have our own pocket of highly dedicated players that are watched over by this group of devs that want to give us a great game. And to me, it proves with things like the reworks, the new stages, the patches that they do for balancing, the new game mode. All that really does is just show me that Ubisoft is here to please the fans. And at the end of the day, how could you really be mad at that, man? That's an awesome thing to be a fan of a game that you know is going to be supported until it dies. And at the end of the day, I'm happy to be a For Honor player. You should try it. You'd probably be happy too. I just want to thank you guys for listening. If you watched all the way through the video, you guys are awesome. Please like and subscribe, because I could definitely use the help. I want to make videos for you guys a lot more. I definitely want to give you guys the content. So a like and subscribe would show me that you guys like what I'm doing. That would be fantastic. Also, if you could, follow me on Facebook at Wakai Kami Productions, and also follow me on Twitter at YoungKami93. You guys are freaking awesome, man. I'm going to leave you with the last of this Orochi gameplay. Peace out.